My husband and I are celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary this year. And we have a wonderful son who is happily married. And through that marriage, we have two magnificent grandsons. One is 3 and one is 5. My nephew, who I raised, I had the opportunity to take care of him from his first 7 years of life. At the time that it occurred, I was just getting ready to return to the workforce. I'd raised my son for his first 7 years and was glad to get back to work when this happened. So initially, it's only going to be for a weekend. It won't be that bad. Oh, it's going to be for another month. It won't be that bad. And it wound up being 7 years. And if you're going to accept that responsibility to be that child's parent, and we usually think it's going to be a short period of time, couple weeks, weekend, a month. One of the things they need to initiate is to at least get a authorized letter from one of those parents saying, I'm giving you permission to take care of my child until whatever. And as that time stretches from a month to a week to 6 months, you need to get an affidavit from school to say that you have the legal right to advocate for that child if something happens in school. And then the medical piece. And the reality is you don't think about those things. The primary thing I learned from working with families who had situations and the children had to come into care was the person who has the responsibility for caring for that child. You have to recalibrate and understand what your role is. Yes, we were the aunt and uncle, but we were operating as the child's parent. I think children need to have a sense of belonging and a sense of stability so that at least when they're in school, they can function and not be in the back of their head worrying about all those details that adults should be worrying about or taking care of for them. So the normality that we want the children to have is a sense of, when I get up in the morning, I'm going to have a meal, I'm going to have a means to get to school, and I'm going to have somebody pick me up from school, and I'm going to have those routines to help me feel secure. That's what we hope for. But if the caregiver has not understood her new role, you're now a parent, then that caregiver will get caught up in what I call a whirlwind. I understand that families are responsible for their children. I understand that. However, I think our systems need to be able to talk, communicate with each other. From the time the knock comes on the door and says, we have a child, do you want that child? Give them something to say, and here's some things that you consider along the way. So helping them to understand how the systems work. You can't change the system unless you understand how it works. And learning how to advocate for themselves and for the children in their care. I just think it can be done if we really put families first.